say to old people? I thought you'd never wake up. This accent I have is from Tennessee, and I was up there recently, and I had to call somebody back here in Florida, and I said, listen, we have a bad connection because I'm out in the country. And she said, okay, call me back when you get to the States. I am from Tennessee, but you might be surprised to know que yo hablo español sin un acento. I speak Spanish without that accent, and it's confusing to my kids because now they think we're Hispanic. And I'm like, no way, we're red Mexicano. I'm married, and my husband works so hard for our family. He works 10 hours a day. He takes our kids camping, yes. And he still has time to bother me. He loves to go camping, and I don't like to go camping with him because his idea of camping is going outside and sleeping with everything we own. So the last time we went on vacation, I convinced him, I said, let's stay at a hotel. And my son said, Mom, what's this stain on the carpet? And I said, that's left over from the last family whose kids wouldn't get up and get dressed either. Your brother Taylor used to not get up and get dressed, and you don't see him around here anymore, do you? So I started reading one of those Bibles in the hotel room, and I said, that's so good, son. What you reading? And he said, Exorcist 28. And I said, put the book back in the drawer. Put the book back in the drawer right now. You're not going to be reading Exorcist 28 on my watch. So I said, let's go to the beach. And I found out there's one thing that you can say at the beach, and you can't say this one thing at home. And that's, you get over here and help me bury your brother. Something totally unrelated. I was at this party a couple years ago, and this lady walked up to me and she goes, you're a spirit animal. I was like, I don't even know what that means. Until that day at the beach, a pigeon came and flogged my husband in the back of the head. And I get it. I was like, you're a spirit animal. Pigeon. Then my son and I were shopping at this Mexican store, and he saw a piñata, and he said, Mom, how does the candy get inside the piñata? And I said, well, son, when one piñata loves another piñata. You guys can continue to laugh with that joke. It's just the joke that keeps on giving. So we go home, and the teacher calls me, and she said, Miss Cottrell, your son is under his desk, rolling around on the floor, opening and closing an umbrella. She said, I think he's gifted. Gifted? That don't sound like no gift. If I was rolling around on the floor under my desk, opening and closing an umbrella, they would have sent me back 3 grades, and that would have been a gift to the teacher. She said, I'm not just calling about that. I'm calling because he peed on the playground today. And I said, did he pee on another student? And she said, no. And I said, did he pee on his brother's shoe again? And she said, no. And I said, did he pee going down the slide, trying to make a water slide? And she said, no. And I said, well, it sounds like he's having a real good day, so I don't know why you're calling. I like it when people give me just the right amount of information. You know, not too much, not too little, just the right amount of information. I was at this place the other day, and I asked this lady, I said, did this used to be a doctor's office? And she said, it used to be a bar. And I said, okay, thank you for not answering that question. I bet you're going to tell me that before this it used to be a field of flowers, and before that it used to be on the other side of the world, part of Pangea, worldwide continent, before plate tectonics took over, and then continental drift broke it up, and then it floated over here. And here we are. And then after that, it became a funeral home before it got upgraded to a doctor's office. But then I got curious. I'm like, am I standing in the same spot where somebody just had a margarita or a prostate exam? I like how you guys laugh and then you think about it and then you start laughing some more. One of my friends told me recently, he said, Kim, you know what? You're just not really selling your jokes on stage. You don't believe in yourself. And I do. So I would like to sell one of my jokes to you right now. It is my pinata joke. It normally retails at $5,000, but I'm going to start the bidding out at $1. I'm going to bid it out $1 now, I'm going to get $2. I'm going to bid it at $2 now, I'm going to get $3. I'm going to bid it at $3 now, I'm going to get $4. It's fake money, everybody. You can bid. I'm going to bid it at $4 now, I'm going to get $5. 5 going once, 5 going twice. Sold! I am Kim Cottrell Comedy, and that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.